Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 presentation of graduates of the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus. The Chancellor's Procession. Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession.
Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellors and campus principals, university executives and other members of staff, honorary graduates, members of the graduating class of 2021, members of the media, and distinguished guests. A very warm welcome to the presentation of Graduates 2021. My heartiest congratulations are extended to every single graduate of this class. I applaud each one of you for staying the course and completing your degrees. You have done well, and it is truly my honor and pleasure to greet you all on this special day in your academic careers. First and foremost, I ask that you take the opportunity to thank the loved ones who have made this journey with you. Your parents, partners, spouses, children. They have watched you burn the midnight oil and supported you through assignments and exams. For many of you, this is a collective achievement, and I urge you to express your gratitude to your most ardent supporters and cheerleaders. A graduation ceremony is a time for celebration and represents a moment when, as comrades who have toiled together, you reflect on your academic journey and breathe a collective sigh of relief. It is done. What next? Graduation represents your transformation from students to alumni. It is a time when those of us who are on this side of the ceremony view with enormous pride the procession of graduates across so many disciplines, the wondrous gathering of brilliance representing so much promise for the advancement of our societies and economies. Since March 2020, the pandemic has impacted how we do so many things. How we work, how we learn, how we conduct a significant ceremony such as your graduation. This change in the mode does not in any way diminish the significance of the celebration. And this is my central message to you today, that despite the changes that have taken place and will continue to take place, whatever you do in the future must be impactful. It must be done to a high standard with commitment to advancing not only your personal interest, but those of the wider community in which you exist. We have accepted the inevitability of change. How we as individuals and as society adapt to those persistent and constant changes will be a measure of our personal and collective resilience and success. Over the past 20 months, the UWI has adapted to drastically changed circumstances, and I applaud the leadership of the institution for taking bold steps to shift to online and blended teaching and learning. 2 cohorts have since completed their programs, and this is also testimony to the dedication and commitment of the academic staff and administrative staff and the technical staff as well, without whom this would not have been possible. I will ask that at an opportune time, you thank your lecturers and all of the support staff who have worked with you to ensure that you reach this point in your life, this moment, this graduation ceremony. However, I believe that the best way in which you can thank your loved ones, as well as the leadership and staff of the UWI, is by continuing to do well in whatever you choose to do. I use the well-known phrase in encouraging you to go forth and prosper. I echo the sentiments of former Vice-Chancellor of the UWI, Sir Alistair MacIntyre, expressed almost 30 years ago, as he acknowledged the inevitability of change, particularly in a university context. Sir Alistair noted that universities such as the UWI can no longer guarantee to fulfill the historic goals of a university to turn out educated and cultured persons. What the UWI can and must do is to provide an introduction to learning in this uncertain world. A degree is not a job guarantee, but, as Sir Alistair noted, it is a door to that largely unraveled world of knowledge, a start on a long and uncertain road. At the time Sir Alistair made those remarks, the world was adapting to the phenomena of the knowledge economy, and the notion of a single job for a lifetime was being overtaken by multiple career changes and exponential advancements in information and communication technology. Those changes have continued unabated, and even more so in the past 20 months. A university education provides its graduates with the tools for unleashing their potential, to be critical thinkers, objective in their assessment of the information available, open to other schools of thought, and to be able to use the information for the advancement of themselves and of the societies in which they exist. Always be kind to yourself. We often forget the importance of taking care of our own health. In these different circumstances, mental health is as critical as physical well-being. Hold fast to your dreams, but remain rooted in reality. Respect everyone you come into contact with, regardless of their status. It will serve you well. Give back to your alma mater. There are many ways in which you can do this. Be mentors to students, serve as adjunct faculty or technical advisors in subject areas. There are multiple ways and opportunities to contribute to ensuring the work and reputation of the UWI remain at a high level. Wherever you are, the Alumni Office will be reaching out to you. There are chapters in many contributing countries and in the countries to which our graduates gravitate. I hope that you will stay connected with your alma mater and your class. I will end with a quote from Michelangelo. The greater danger for most of us is not setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. Go out, dream large, make all of us proud. We are met today in order that we may mark by a formal ceremony the entry of certain of our members into the company of graduates and the academic achievement of others. As a university, we are an academic society of undergraduates, bachelors, masters, and doctors, and we follow the academic tradition in the pursuit of knowledge and the encouragement of learning, purposes which are laid down in the preamble to the Royal Charter by which we have been granted the powers needful for the prosecution of our affairs. In pursuing these aims, our members advance from time to time to a higher standing in the academic community. And it is proper that as a body, we should celebrate their achievement. It is marked by the granting of a degree or diploma or license or certificate, and we rejoice with our graduates on their advancement.
Chancellor. I now ask the Public Orator Professor Elizabeth Walcott Hackshaw to present Mr. Sunarayan Prasad Kusal, whom the Senate and the Council of the University have been pleased to recommend for the award of the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Chancellor, true pioneers share essential characteristics that allow them to excel in ways where others fall short. They possess extraordinary gifts of imagination, passion, and courage. Many would also point to hard work, discipline, and tenacity. No doubt these should be included as well. Still, it is this passion that drives these visionaries to materialize ideas despite all of the challenges they may have encountered in their path. Chancellor, Sunarayan Prasad Kusal embodies such a spirit. As Executive Chairman of Kusal's group of companies, Prasad Kusal has had over 37 years of experience in the field of civil engineering, construction, and quarrying. We all know the Kusal brand. We have seen the signs on the country's roadways, and we are all aware of the technical and intellectual expertise that they bring to every project. These achievements have not gone unnoticed, both at home and abroad. In 2003, the Council of Awards in the United Kingdom awarded the Kusal Construction Company an International Best Practice Award. Prasad Kusal received the President's Award for Invaluable Contribution to the development of the quarry industry of Trinidad and Tobago in 2003 and 2005. He was inducted into the Business Hall of Fame by the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce in 2019. For their countless philanthropic contributions, the Kusal Company was awarded the Spirit of Humanity Award from Habitat for Humanity. Chancellor, there are so many more to speak of, but allow me to shine the light on the man himself. Sunarayan describes his childhood as happy and carefree. He grew up in a village called Todd's Road. He was one of 14 children raised by a widowed mother. In this agricultural community, he learned about planting cashew and cocoa. His family had a parlor where they would sell what they had grown. From an early age, he could appreciate the importance of family, hard work, and humility, values that would guide him for the rest of his life. After passing the Common Entrance exam for San Juan Government Secondary School, to be closer to his high school, he relocated from Central to Curep to live with his eldest brother, Ajoda, or Joe. Joe, both brother and mentor, had started the Kusal Quarrying and Transport Company. Young Sunarayan would work in Joe's company during his free time as the office boy. It got quarrying into his blood. His school vacation was spent doing office work for his brother and going back to Todd's village to help his mother. Prasad Kusal is well known for his generosity. Under his guidance, the Kusal Company has helped many communities and organizations around the country, including Bridge of Hope, Vita's House, the Salvation Army, Olive House, Habitat for Humanity, the Madras Government Primary School and the Maracas Presbyterian School, and the Christmas treat for the senior citizens at Akono, Maracas. Again, this list falls short. There are many, many more to speak of. Now, these may be described as examples of corporate social responsibility, but for Sunarayan, they are personal acts of simply giving back. Chancellor, there is no correct answer to the age-old question of how we measure success. The common response is fame and fortune. But what about a life well lived? Sunarayan's life points to this. For all of his success, there is still the humility to keep learning from the past to be better moving forward. Chancellor, for his extraordinary entrepreneurial vision, his passion, courage, integrity, and generosity, I present Mr. Sunarayan Prasad Kusal and ask that by the authority vested in you by the Council and Senate of the University of the West Indies, you confer on him the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by the Senate and Council of this university, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa of the University of the West Indies. I now invite Dr. Sunarine Prasad Kusal to address the company.
Chancellor Mr. Robert Bermudez, Vice Chancellor Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Pro-Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal Professor Brian Copeland, University executives and other members of staff, fellow honorary graduates, and most importantly, you, the graduating class of 2021. A very special welcome to all of you. It is indeed an honor to have been chosen as one of the 14 recipients who have been selected for the award of honorary doctorate for the 2021 academic year and the over 450 honorary degree recipients conferred since 1965. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate all the other awardees. I do solemnly pledge here today to uphold and fulfill the expectations associated with the grant of such a prestigious award. It is also an honor to have been selected by the University of the West Indies as one of this year's honorary graduates to address you, the graduating class of 2021. But today, and indeed over the graduation exercises across campuses, it is not so much about Sunarine Prasad Kusal and my other honorary doctorate colleagues. More importantly, it is about you, the graduating classes of 2021 across the various faculties, for it will be upon each and every one of you, Tom, Jane, Indrani, Sonilal, Chufong, Espinola, Labla, that the future of Trinidad and Tobago, and indeed the wider Caribbean, hinges upon this fourth industrial revolution in which we now live. The age of automation, artificial intelligence, IoT, which is rapidly disrupting the status quo of every facet of our daily operations in real time. As such, what I want to do in the short time allotted to me is to start a conversation with you, the graduates, our future. It is my hope that this conversation will light the spark and set the fire glowing, and it is my sincere wish this conversation will not stop here, but will continue in every nook and cranny, every sector of our society, and you would use your creative, your innovative, your fertile minds to build upon this conversation. And out of these conversations will emerge the disruption which are urgently required to move us into the future. And that future is now, in confidence as a cohesive society. We can only have a strong Trinidad and Tobago and a Caribbean when all sectors of our society, the public sector, the private sector, the educational sector, the CBOs and NGOs come together with one common agenda. It is for you, graduates, to lead such an initiative and to ensure this happens. Just a few background statements to contextualize the conversation and to set the fire glowing. Education and skills training. Skills training is a very critical component. It is the foundation, the bricks and mortar of a developed society. So you have chosen the right path. Start to build the right foundation by pursuing a higher education degree. But you must not and cannot stop here with your BScs, your masters, and your PhDs. For education and skills training must be a lifelong journey from cradle to grave. In fact, it is now shown that the learning process starts in our mother's womb. Yes, education and skills training is like a continuous train journey with stations along the way. You need to continuously get on and off the train at different stages in your life. We are now living in a knowledge society driven by the knowledge economy, where the new natural resource is no longer silver, gold, oil, gas, as in the case of Trinidad and Tobago, but knowledge fueled by the powers of the human imagination. Yes, your imagination, your young fertile mind, your creativity, your innovation, your entrepreneurship to create wealth for the benefit of all. From the hills of Laventille to the plains of Caroni, from Charlottesville to Icarcus, from Bahamas to Guyana and Suriname in the CARICOM context. In this context, the critical point to note here is knowledge, not vacuum knowledge, coupled with creative, innovative, and entrepreneurial mind. It is not the birthright of those in the developed nations. What this means, dear graduates, is that a small country as Trinidad and Tobago, or the region as the Caribbean, can become a sustainable global economic powerhouse. What this means, graduates, is in this new world order, the way we have been taught to classify countries as rich and poor, developed and developing, those with emerging economies need to be redefined, disrupted now and right here. We need to change our mindset if we are to move forward. We should now be classifying countries differently based on the knowledge economy as follows. Category 1, those countries which create new knowledge and use that knowledge, coupled with creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship to create wealth in a sustainable environment for the benefit of its people. Category 2, those countries which use knowledge, coupled with creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship to create wealth in a sustainable environment for the benefit of all, often referred to as disruptive innovation. Category 3, those countries that neither create new knowledge nor use knowledge to create wealth. The question I want to pose to all of you graduates, your minds are fertile, our older folks' brains are becoming calcified, as Lloyd Best used to say, as we continue this conversation. Where is Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean currently in this new world order? What do we need to do collectively as a society? Public sector, private sector, educational sector, and civil society to move us to category 1 in this new world order. As we continue this conversation, you need to take note that we are now living in an interconnected global village brought about by the rapid advances along the superhighway of STI, science, technology, and innovation. You are global citizens, and as such, interconnectivity at all levels are now critical if we are to advance. Remember that our world is changing at such a rapid pace. The way we did business yesterday, in whatever sphere of our operations, literally is outdated today. And the way we do business, operate today, will become outdated tomorrow. Such are the rapid advances taking place in STI. We cannot afford and must not always play the catch-up game. Our policy creators and decision makers in government, as well as the private sector and civil society, will be constantly turning to the educational sector. Yes, your knowledge, your research, and your innovation and your skill set to ensure this country and the region and the world at large remain sustainable, economically and environmentally for generations to come. The powers of ideas. I urge you graduates, using your acquired knowledge and skills training to open your minds in an interconnected way with other graduates from the other faculties across campuses, and indeed with other global citizens to the power of ideas. 4. Diversity plus inclusion equals innovation. It is critical for you to note most of the major global challenges facing us today can only be solved using an interdisciplinary approach. For example, climate change, food security, health and wellness, to name a few. Also, most of the innovations taking place today are occurring at the fringes of the core disciplines in an interconnected way, and that is why interdisciplinary research groups are critical and is now the norm. That is why we are now hearing about disruptions in our curriculum, STEM, STEAM, and STREAM. Curricula at all levels of our educational ladder. Just a few quotes to illustrate the critical importance of the powers of ideas. Henry Ford once said, "The most dangerous notion a young man or any person can acquire is that there is no more room for originality." Or, according to Orville Wright, "If we worked on the assumption that what is accepted as true really is true, there would be little hope for advance. Or, according to Albert Einstein, creativity is intelligence having fun. In this context, I just want to refer to two examples of the powers of ideas, and I want you to digest and assimilate these two references. First, Steve Jobs, God bless his soul, co-founder of Apple, who allowed his senior computer scientists as a group to take time off from formal work once a week with pay and just let their minds, their brains wander freely. On one occasion, a small group who loved scuba diving went to scuba dive among the coral reefs, admiring in the process the beauty of the corals and the seaweeds being tossed back and forth by the waves. Yet they are not damaged. In that eureka moment, the idea came up. Why can't the engineers and scientists come up with flexible construction material that can bend back and forth without breaking, so buildings can withstand storm, hurricanes, earthquakes? Brothers and sisters, graduates, this simple idea generated whilst having fun and thinking out of the box eventually led to the development of nanofibers and nanosteel. Secondly, I want to refer to a carpet company in Canada who adopted the idea from Steve Jobs to allow his staff time off every week to converse in groups on any idea they have and how those ideas can be advanced thinking out of the box. It was autumn. So one group of senior design employees during official work time decided to take a walk in the park to admire the beauty of the varied colors of leaves falling from the trees onto the grass and naturally forming different patterns. Whilst walking and gazing, one of the guys pulled out his cell phone and clicked, "This is the pattern of our next carpet." He shouted in excitement. They immediately went back to the drawing board in their office, and the result was the best-selling carpet the company had ever made. The power of ideas. Time is fleeting, and we have only just started a conversation, but such is reality. Time and tide wait for no man. In closing, I want to urge you graduates, our future, to ponder deeply on the following: the critical need for you to explore, discover, and inspire. Most importantly, you need to dream and to turn those dreams into realities. Being curious fuels our appetite to learn. Wanting to learn is far more important than being right. And I quote, "Without imagination, without profoundly new thinking and potent ideas, our practice has no purpose." It is through imagination and creativity comes uniqueness, and that innovative designs are a way of defying the ordinary and the mundane. Surely you will achieve great things in life, but always remember, humility is what will make you stand out from the others. Remember that, and I quote here, "Success is not measured by degrees earned, positions held, or titles received. Success is neither measured by how much money you make, nor is it measured by the standard of others. It is about making a difference and helping others achieve their dreams. Not everyone knows how to manage success. The higher the altitude, the cooler it becomes. Follow the same. The higher you go, the cooler your head must become." End of quote. Be the catalyst for socio-economic transformation that the population all yearn for. Call it inward hunger. The future must be your focus. Use the past to help manage the present and anticipate the future. For the future, your future, should not and must not be a linear extrapolation of your past. And finally, as I close, remember, you the graduates have the power to be the person you want to be, to make a positive difference in this world, and nothing, absolutely nothing, must come in your way of achieving your objectives. I want you to always see the person next to you as another person just as yourself, irrespective of their color, creed, ethnicity, financial status, with the same potential to make a difference to the quality of life for all. Finally, let us be constantly reminded of the words of the song Reach by Gloria Estefan, the theme song for the 1996 Olympic Games, hopefully to inspire. If I could reach higher. Yes, you can reach higher. Always reach for the impossible dream. Thank you.
I invite you to enjoy a performance by Natasha Joseph.
Sir, the persons whose names will be called, having studied in the University of the West Indies, and having fulfilled the requirements of the University of the West Indies, beg leave to be presented to you and to the Senate of the University by the representative of the Faculty of Social Sciences as Bachelor of Science or Associate of Science degrees, or as holders of diplomas or certificates of the University of the West Indies. Sir, the Dean Social Sciences, Dr. Akola Lewis Cameron.
Sir, my colleagues and I ask you to receive as graduate members of our society these persons who, having fulfilled the requirements of the university, have been admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Social Sciences, or Associate of Science, or have been awarded diplomas or certificates of this university.
By the authority vested in me, I receive these persons whose names are about to be called as graduate members of our society.
Damian A. Black, Ronald Abraham, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Adrian Tony Adams, Folian Adams, Jintel Ajoda, Natifa Ahing, Shahir Ahmad, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Menka Ahuja, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Bridget Alexander, Carissa Alexander, Kadisha Alexander, Shari Alexander, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Shanette Alexander, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Angelica Ali, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Karina Ali, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Samira Ali, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Sarah Lee Ali, Selena Ali, Selena Ali, Shania Ali, Sharia Ali, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Veshana Ali, Zakia Ali, Kyla Allen, Kanika Allen, Abigail Allen Bob, Cindy Andrews, Sarah Anup, Sahai Anthony, Josanne Antwine, Khadija Applewhite, Clayton Archie, Anila Arjun, Andrea Atkins, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Dania Ober, Chancellor with First Class Honours, William Ayin, Chandini Babulal, Anish Bechan, Emily Bechan, Sachin Bechu, Usha Bechu, Shania Badalu, Amrita Bahadur, Tyreek Bailey, Christoph Bainey, Chancellor with First Class Honours, Devi Baliram. Ariana Balgobin. Kamalita Balgobin. Alicia Balkaran. Kamira Baliram. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Kumal Baliram. Jasmine Balrup. Kimberly Balrup. Kamala Balsingh. Antonio Batiste. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Christina Batiste. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Peaches Batiste. Ruth Batiste. Kimberly Barker. Kate Barnes. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Naomi Barnes. Brittany Barrow. Shamal Beaton. Kashia Beckles. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Emily Bihari. Hannah Bihari. Michaela Biharilal. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Zaria Bembry. Chrisette Benjamin. Kristen Bennett. Daniela Bennett. Ivy Benson. Chanel Bereau. Shomari Bernard. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Sweeta Bagwandin. Harsha Bimsing. Anjani Bolai. Avana Bikram. Steffi Biloon. Savita Bipta. Akshay Birbal. Karen Bisnath. Brittany Bisessa. Shayna Bob. Ornella Boiselle. Dominic Bones. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Shivani Budu. Gianni Budram. Soleil Boopsing. Shania Boris. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Ariel Bostic. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Michael Bourne. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Adam Bowen. Sanjeev Boxer. Chancellor with First Class Honours, McKenna Bradshaw. Tiffany Bramble. Timothy Brandt. Shanna Brisbane. Sierra Bronte Tinque. Adia Brown. David Brown. Jomul Brown. Kershel Brown. Bijon Bob. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Carissa Budai. Erin Burkett, Karega Burnett, Shamar Kabirar. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Elma Keynes, Joshua Cambridge, Kurt Cameo. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Chelsea Campbell, Lorenzo Campbell, Lysandra Campbell. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Brittany Campo, Ricardo Caraballo, Annalise Cardenas, Jeremy Carrera, Nadine Carrington, Kellyanne Carter, Catalia Cato, Malkia Kazo, Tahila Kaitan, Adriel Charles, Danielle Charles, Mikhail Charles, Liu Chin, Kejol Chinchami. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Nadira Cholai. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Vanessa Chuni, Kavita Chotak, Jaron Christom, Abeni Clark, Job Clark, Kyle Clark, Suzette Cleaver, Dante Blair Kodalo, Kadeem Coker, Francesca Coker, Chanel Conleaf, Jody Cooper, Shania Koraspi, Shaquille Kuten, Jamal Cravel, Sarah Critchlow, Sydney Cross, Ruben Cruikshank, Janika Kajo. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Erica Cummings, Maya Dabreu, Bethany K. Da Silva, Beckham Dalchan, Tyler Dan, Jean-Marc Deandrade, Deandra Daniel, Janelle Daniel, Marisa Dazrath, Solon David, Mikida Davidson. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Stephanie Davis, Natalia Defoe, Jerome Delorme, Kirsten Delorme, Runako DeRoche, Rochelle Duvertile, Pravir Debadine. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Shahana Debnath. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Lynn Marie De Freitas. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Nikila Dennis. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Terence Diodath. Ambika Diolath. Ravin Diosaran. Solange Devines. Danisha D'Souza. Josanne Danilal. Alicia Diaz. Nikifa Dick. Shannon Dick. Vishala Dipnarine. Chelsea Doldron. Danielle Dolly. Leandro Donawa. Janelle Dookie. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Sachin Dookie. Shastri Dularchan. Amelia Douglas. Sharice Downey. Joanna Dewberry. Danielle Ducan. Michelle Dumas. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Mark Dwarika. Shahida Daya. Yana Diet. Siobhan Edwards. Inerly Edwards. Jelani Edwards. Moria Edwards. Megan Edwards. Thais Edwards. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Kimberly Elcock. Rachel Elcock. Garai Elias. Zenelia Emmanuel. Chancellor with First Class Honours, David Esdell. Giovanni Esdell. Siobhan Espinosa. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Matthew Evans. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Selena Evelyn. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Francis Fearon. Lakira Felix. Tanil Felix. Natasha Felix Ember. Joshua Fernandez. Jamie Ferreira. Antonio Figaro. Charisma Fisher. Jared Flamont. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Brittany Ford. Javon Ford. Kahia Fox. Enola France. Akila Francis. Rebecca Francis. Isaiah Frank. Jarrod Fraser. Kyle Frederick, Shaunika Frith, Ezra Fritz, Kezia Fritz. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Angel Gadraj, Takia Gadsby, Christopher Gafoor, Kyle Ganga, Kevin Ganga Bisoon, Charlene Gangaram. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Kayla Garcia, Ayadoya Garowe. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Kezia Gaskin, Chanel Jonty, Onika George, Christopher George Jerry. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Chevelle Gerson, Brian Gani, Glynis Gilbert, Gachel Gilks Edwards, Raquel Gill, Tony Glasgow, J.L. Goddard, Lasha Gomez, Tonice Gomez, Anissa Gulcharan. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Zion Gopi Singh, Marcus Goring, Jaya Gosain. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Josiah Gosain. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Stephanie Guvaya, Caleb Grant, Kristen Grant, Shellard Bro, Jamila Greaves, Leonardo Greaves, Kiyomi Green, Krista Goulston. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Alyssa Gumansingh, Terrell Haggard, Sarita Halls, Sarah Hamill, Joselle Hamilton. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Amrita Hanuman, Nicholas Haricharan. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Nicole Haricharan, Makisha Harrigan, Shalise Harilal, Makiba Harris, Sherlana Harris, Afia Harris Chance, Janie Harry, Crystal Henry, Cheyenne Henry. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Kadima Herbert, Roger Harrell, Joaquin Hill. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Chelsea Hodge. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Amira Husani, Tariq Hopkins, Chancellor with First Class Honours Kira Hossain, Riaz Hossain, Aliyah Hussain, Nezra Aifil. Chancellor with First Class Honours
Saila Izai,
Chancellor with First Class Honours
Abdel Kadir Islam, Sayan Israel,
Varun Jabbar. Chancellor with First Class Honours Steffi Jackery. Chancellor with First Class Honours Celine Jadu, Vijayanti Jagdeo, Celine Jaghu. Chancellor with First Class Honours Shivani Jagru, Anuradha Jagrup, Daniel Jagrup, Pat James, Raquel James, Shanil Jardan, Tishad Jeffrey, Akaya Petra Jeremiah, Beverly Jessup Benjamin, Listra Jibod,
Kushon Joki,
Shanelli Jogi, Aaron John, Chevelle John. Chancellor with First Class Honours Iana John, Vakisha John, Adrian Johnson, Jada Jones, Tyler Jones, Isis Joseph, Khalifa Joseph, Canisia Joseph. Chancellor with First Class Honours Kiyomi Joseph, Nicola Joseph. Chancellor with First Class Honours Shanique Joseph, Chantel Joseph, Wanda Joseph, Whitney Joseph Bertetti, Karina Kalipasad. Chancellor with First Class Honours Lauren Kangal. Chancellor with First Class Honours Aliyah Karim,
Jivak Karim,
Chancellor with First Class Honours Rochelle Katwaru, Alicia Khan, Aliyah Khan.
Chancellor with First Class Honours Ariel Khan,
Hannah Khan, Khalees Khan, Keisha Khan, Larissa Khan, Nafis Khan, Suraya Khan, Trudy Kilgore, Shanika Curtin, Renelle Kisun. Chancellor with First Class Honours James Knox, Kezia Kidd, Akila Lacroix, Trent Lacroix. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Sarah Lacan. Karishma Lala. Jason Lamont. Nadine Lamont. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Simran Lara. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Athena Lashley. Katharina Lashley. Megan Lawrence. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Mikaira Lejean Cooper. Shanika Leacock. Devonte Lee Hugh. Rikisha Lee Brown. Azaria Lewis. Jared Lewis. Justice Lewis. Crystal Lewis. Renee Lewis. Royan Lewis. Stefan Lewis. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Tatiana Lewis. Whitney Lewis. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Sierra Lopez. Akima Lovell. Chancellor with First Class Honours, Deborah Lucas. Kristen Luces. Osei Lumi. Priya Lachman.
Chancellor with First Class Honours, Shania Lyons.
Chancellor with First Class Honours, Weston Maharaj. Fasina Aluko. Jared Arundel. Samala Askaran. Amir Bash. Ariel Bartholomew. Marlene Benjamin. Melissa Benjamin. Karmani Bola. Isaiah Brown. Kareem Bruce. Samuel Buturesa. Joshua Changwai. Trinity Collins. Janelle Cummings. Jardel Debeek. Vishan Duki. Diane Dukran. Nikisha Dublin Fraser. Colette Dupree. Cyan Fellman. Abigail George. Nikisha Gomes. Ronika Gordon. Joel Isaac. Dana Jacob. Whitney LaBey. Nadi Lakraj. Kavita Lal. Sabita Lal. Rachel Lachman. Kimlin Lowry Charles, Otia Lawrence, LaShawn Lewis.
I now call on Mr. Weston Maharaj, Bachelor of Science in Accounting, Special, with first-class honors, to deliver the valedictory address.
Chancellor Mr. Robert Bermudez, Vice Chancellor Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Pro Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal Professor Brian Copeland, Honorary Graduates, University Executives and other members of staff, my fellow graduates, we did it. We made it to the end. We achieved our degrees. Let me begin my address by extending my warmest and sincerest congratulations to all of you, the graduating class of 2021, on this auspicious occasion. Let's all give ourselves a hearty round of applause because we deserve it. This was no easy feat. We faced trials and tribulations that past graduates, certainly not in the recent past, would never have imagined. I am bursting with pride for each and every one of us on our amazing accomplishment. The pomp and circumstance of seeing a sea of blue gathered in a single room during a physical graduation may be absent. Instead, and for only the second time in the university's history, a graduation ceremony has been replaced with a virtual alternative. Let me say, this in no way diminishes the reason we are tuned in today, the significance of the occasion, nor the value of those three letters that now appear after our names. People sometimes say that the beginning and the end does not matter as much as the journey that you have been on to achieve your goals. And what a journey this has been. I vividly recall my first day of classes and how enthusiastic I was to start my university life. I remember turning to my friend and saying, "Wow, we're really here at university, in an actual lecture theatre. Can you believe it?" And so began the good old days on campus, attending lectures in those freezing lecture theatres, liming with friends in SAC, taking a drink, sneaking bottled water into the library, lining up for half an hour just to buy some KFC, being tired after walking from one end of campus to the next, playing all fours in the food court, and getting random visits from pigeons, somehow always ending up with admin and gate issues, never meeting that one incognito group member, buying doubles at Panks, and entering a class with clear skies but coming out when it was dark. Let's not forget physical exams, or perhaps, yes, we should forget about that part. The stress started long before those exams with midterms, 1,001 assignments, and studying towards finals. Then, you'll be sitting in the exam venue wondering if the people next to you were facing the same struggles as you. Remember too when you heard, "Candidates, you have 5 minutes left." In that remaining time, a million thoughts would fill your mind, including whether this was all worth it. In the middle of all these hectic timetables and busy schedules, everything came to a screeching halt when the pandemic hit. Our health was in jeopardy from an invisible enemy as we tried to navigate the new normal. The academic norms we were accustomed to from infancy were thrown out the window for viable alternatives. We were forced to adapt. We turned to virtual learning, which presented many benefits equaled by the challenges. The countless technical issues and the inability to keep focused were new problems we encountered. As an accounting student, I can tell you, and I am sure my colleagues would agree, that learning about how to account for assets and liabilities on a balance sheet online was not the best experience. We were introduced to alternative assessments, which required greater time and energy from us than we would usually apply to passing our courses. Still, online learning allowed us to safely stay connected as the pandemic kept us physically apart. It allowed us to continue working when everyone else was stuck at home with their lives at a standstill. John F. Kennedy once said, "Change is the law of life. and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. When we were faced with one of the biggest crises of our lives, one that jeopardized our ultimate dream of attaining our degrees, we changed our mindsets, our methods of learning, and plans for achieving our goals. We persevered and challenged ourselves to do better. We were resilient and looked to the future. We showed support for each other during the trying times. Through our hard work, determination, and ability to adjust to the circumstances, we can now finally say that we are graduates of the University of the West Indies. I hope you know you can achieve anything to which you set your minds. No matter what was thrown in your paths to stifle your progress, you were able to push past those barriers and conquer it all. You were all disciplined, focused, and motivated. It is my hope that these qualities remain with you for the rest of your lives. Whenever you are faced with a difficult issue or decision, I want you to look back to this time when you endured a multitude of pressures and failures, and recall how you overcame every adversity and the feeling of fulfillment when you finally succeeded. Let us thank the Almighty for health, safety, and guidance throughout this process. To our families, friends, lecturers, tutors, staff, and anyone who made a meaningful contribution to our lives, we show appreciation. The friends we had along the way made our university experiences worthwhile. No doubt the memories we made will be etched in our minds forever. Greek philosopher Aristotle made the point that the roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. The long sleepless nights and never-ending list of sacrifices have finally paid off. As we now enjoy the fruits of that labor, let us use the knowledge and skills attained through this degree to meaningfully contribute not just to our personal development, but to that of our society. This is an incredible accomplishment, and I am sure that there are many more awaiting us. Whatever your next step, I hope that you give it your best and that you will have success. Graduating class of 2021, here's to the best of luck and great things to come. Congrats again, fellow graduates. Now go forth and achieve greatness.
Sir, I now call on Professor Rosemary Belantoine, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Graduate Studies and Research, to present to you members of our society for the award of high degrees of this university.
Sir, I present to you these members of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been awarded postgraduate certificates and diplomas, and have been admitted to master's degrees, and beg that you recognize their advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, I confer on these persons whose names are about to be called master's degrees, postgraduate diplomas, and certificates of this university, and recognize their advancement in our society.
Musa Mugabe. Chancellor with distinction Simone Aguilera Hay. Safia Alexander. Chancellor with distinction Naria Baksh. Chancellor with distinction Tamara Batiz. Chancellor with distinction Sharda Bihari. Chancellor with distinction Natasha Sedeno. Catherine Clavery. Chancellor with distinction Melissa Denny. Chancellor with distinction Donna Maria Doran. Joanne Ford. Sylvia Garner Chapman. Chancellor with distinction, Kamal Georges. Angita Hines. Ganesh Harriman. Chancellor with distinction, Alia Hussain. Chancellor with distinction, Mishra Indar Lal. Naliji Jackson Frederick. Catherine Jones Douglas. Chancellor with distinction, Keban Maraj. Chancellor with distinction, Hikima Paul. Judith Punch Wauf. Chancellor with distinction, Ria Rambali. Chancellor with distinction, Anil Ramdani. Chancellor with distinction, Kisi Ramdani. Chancellor with distinction, Sabatri Ramnath. Ryan Ramford. Chancellor with distinction, Ravi Siratan. Erica Small. Kim Clark. Kishore Dukiran. Saroma Mahaber. Chancellor with distinction, Suidan Martin. Alicia Perryman. Jean Thompson. Auditor Alves. Chancellor with distinction, Brian Prettipal. Chancellor with distinction, Nadia Mohammed. Kamini Singh. Chancellor with distinction, Kimber Abraham. Aaron Huggins. Chancellor with distinction, Nicole Lawrence. Chancellor with distinction, Talisha McWellington. Chancellor with distinction, Keshav Rajbihari Singh. Chancellor with distinction, Amit Rahubar. Shobhana Ramsundar. Chancellor with distinction, Nicole Williams. Chancellor with distinction, Kelly Rajak. Karen Eccles. Chancellor with distinction, Candice Gunnis. Chanel Mohammed. Chancellor with distinction, Jerome Alicock. Chancellor with distinction, America Bandhu. Chancellor with distinction, Sharisa Critchlow. Chancellor with distinction, Brian Dayal Singh. Chancellor with distinction, Dylan Evans. Chancellor with distinction, Samar Gervais. Chancellor with distinction, Jami Igozain. Jeanette Green. Chancellor with distinction, Celeste Hargreaves. Michelle Johnson. Chancellor with distinction, Angel Lawrence. Chancellor with distinction, Mispa Lee. Chancellor with distinction, Nathan Lofoon. Lian Mohammed. Chancellor with distinction, Shivani Ramlal. Chancellor with distinction, Shanice Rivers. Priya Rukum. Chancellor with distinction, Sasha Singh. Marka Snaggs. Denisier Arindal. Kimani Hines, Derek Bowler, Chancellor with Distinction Karmisha Hayes, Chancellor with Distinction Michelle Mohammed, Chancellor with Distinction Safia Reed, Chancellor with Distinction Daniel Suchit, Chancellor with Distinction Latoya Walcott, Vandali Homer, Chancellor with Distinction Cambon Mason, Sue Edwards, Chancellor with Distinction Ariel Fonset, Daniel Gale, Teron Julian, Chancellor with Distinction Kalisha Narayan, Master of Human Resource Management Jermel Ali, Chancellor with Distinction Sheena Arnaud, Chancellor with Distinction Nicolette Bruno, Avalon Duncan, Chancellor with Distinction Stephanie Khan, Chancellor with Distinction Narisha Rudal, Abeba Superville, Daniel Arjun, Dylan Basdev, Tanel Harilal, Melissa James Guy, Marlene John, Sita Ramlakan Jagannath, Hemwanti Ramroop, Chancellor with Distinction Ayana Webster Roy, Chancellor with Distinction Marissa Williams, Chancellor with Distinction Matthew Babua, Chancellor with Distinction Shivani Baliram, Chancellor with Distinction Fawn Deman Singh, Anjana Downs, Sophia Downs, Kerwin Fisher, Marcia Hope, Chancellor with Distinction Amir Hussain, Nicholas Jagdev, Chancellor with Distinction Christopher James, Sharonda Latouche, Chancellor with Distinction Kevin Mahaber, Kathy Ramjatan, Chancellor with Distinction Reshma Ramjatan, Chancellor with Distinction Vandana Ramkilawan, Kimli Somara, Amisha Stephenson Cato, Chancellor with Distinction Tamika Thomas, Chancellor with Distinction Darren Ali, Tricia Beckles, Christopher McShine, Lakshmi Devi Nanko, Rohini Ramnarayan, Chancellor with Distinction Jace Torrey, Chancellor with Distinction Ricky Balraj, Barry Beckles, Chancellor with Distinction Melissa Brathwaite, Chancellor with Distinction Crystal Carabon, Chancellor with Distinction Janelle David, Tevin Gall, Leah Lewis, Antoinette Matthews, Chancellor with Distinction Samantha Prasad, Renee Clement, Geeta Ajoda, Chancellor with Distinction Anika Bakers, Chancellor with Distinction Louise Bacchus Dexter Huiz, Cheryl Brunnings, Chancellor with Distinction Kathy Caden Joseph, Chancellor with Distinction Tamika Calendar, Kelly Jackie, Chancellor with Distinction Marcus MacLeod, Sharadena Nanda, Mikhail Singh, Chancellor with Distinction Graham Sweet.
Sir, I present to you these members of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been admitted to the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, and beg that you recognize their advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, I confer on these persons whose names are about to be called the degree of Doctor of Business Administration of this university, and recognize their advancement in our society.
Doctor of Business Administration, William Huggins. Doctor of Business Administration, Ambika Medine. Doctor of Business Administration, Andre Phillips.
I now call on the President of the UWI Alumni Association, Mr. Jerry Medford, to lead the graduates in the Alumni Pledge.
On behalf of the UWI Alumni Association, the Trinidad and Tobago chapter, I extend congratulations to you on your successful transition from matriculation to graduation. May you continue to make us all proud as you pursue your careers with Pelican pride. As a graduate of the University of the West Indies, I commit myself to uphold the ideals and goals of my alma mater.
My conduct and voice shall reflect the commitment to excellence of the light rising from the West.
As I fulfill my social and professional responsibilities and serve my community and region.
I will strive to ensure this place as a Caribbean icon, the catalyst for Caribbean development and leadership.
It is a legacy that I will proudly help build for future generations. The youth, first in our hearts and first in our region.
We will now have a rendition of the university song, There Is a Light.
After
This brings to a close the public ceremony by which the University of the West Indies has signalized the award of degrees, associate degrees, diplomas, and certificates to its graduates.